Hey everybody, it's Aaron Norris with the Norris Group. This is our 400th episode. We've been doing this for 7 years. Glad you're here. It's Friday, April 20th. And did you hear that Zillow is coming after your deals? That and much more as we cover the biggest headlines in real estate. Don't miss the radio show and podcast. We have Alex Serrato back talking about new construction, eyeing deals where he finds deals, putting together creative construction deals. As real estate and construction and infill lots become more popular, maybe he'll give you a few tips on how to find things and actually know what you're looking at. Don't miss that on the radio show and podcast. The National Association of Home Builders reported builder confidence decreased 1 point to 69 in April. HUD and the Commerce Department reported a 1.9% increase in housing starts last month. Home prices saw their biggest increase in 4 years, increasing 8.9%, and mortgage rates increased to their highest this year, with 30-year rates now at 4.47% and 15-year rates at 3.94. Jennifer Buck from Connecticut is building her Shelter Kit DIY 2,000 square foot home. New Hampshire-based Shelter Kit sells custom-designed DIY houses that saves a ton on labor. Buck is expecting to save half what it would traditionally cost a home in her area, and the kit plan costs anywhere from $20 a square foot to up to $400 a square foot, depending on obviously the custom build. Average wage earners couldn't afford a median price in 68% of the 446 U.S. counties, as reported by Adam Data. And this NerdWallet story is funny because she says, you know what though, I'm awful at measuring. I'm just hoping the Shelter Kit doesn't require her to measure a whole lot, because that can cause a whole other very expensive problems. California Bill SB 827 died unexpectedly very early on in the process, as the bill was aimed at addressing both affordable housing and reducing greenhouse emissions. So the bill would have allowed 4 to 5 story tall building like multifamily buildings within 1/2 mile of rail stops, where they are currently not allowed and currently zoned for single family, but also would eliminate the need for parking minimums, which that's all LA needs. The bill would have affected over 190,000 parcels in LA alone, and San Francisco would have had a similar impact. This week it was confirmed that California has the highest poverty rate and one of the biggest homeless populations, and over 2 million households are spending over 50% of their income on housing. So it's no surprise, and we've been talking about this, that the state is now getting involved, and then it's no surprise that the cities fought back and didn't like this bill because they felt they were losing control on how they were going to build out their cities. And also the unions and other specialty groups got involved, fighting against things like labor issues, gentrification, and displacement. So no silver bullet yet. This is going to be very interesting to watch. We're sprinkling in some random facts for our 400th anniversary of doing shows with facts about the number 400. Did you know the sun is 400 times the size of the moon? You're welcome. Do you have a snobby neighbor? Or maybe you're that snobby neighbor. Let's put it this way. If you don't know the names and at least have one phone number to get in touch with your neighbor, you might be that snobby neighbor. Well, in that case, Realtor.com has some icebreakers that could help you not be that snobby, introverted neighbor that nobody likes. Hold a garage sale. Sell your junk and meet people. Nothing like allowing strangers to pick through your stuff. Ask to borrow something. Do people still borrow sugar? I don't think that's allowed, because you can't technically borrow sugar unless you're planning on bringing it back in the form of something that actually tastes good. Do a good deed. Did mail come to you? Open it up and give it back. Just kidding, don't open it. Find a common cause. Bond over your favorite pet charity. Find something in common. Bond over fresh food. Maybe share with them some veggies you grew in the backyard. Marijuana is legal in California. That could be interesting. Get creative at Halloween and Christmas, but let's be clear. Definitely don't get beat out by them, and always have the best candy on Halloween. Just always. Don't do that. Go online to Facebook groups, or there's several sites that allow you to connect with your neighbors. And hey, why not just give them a card? Just say, hey, your lawn looks great. Thanks for being you. You're winning at life. Time for another random 400 fact. The last player to hit 400 was Ted Williams in 1941. Low inventory, demographic shifts, and rising prices will cause frustration this spring and summer, so it means homebuyers are facing the most competitive markets in recorded history. Oh, Curb, you're so dramatic. Well, 2006 was not that far away, and it seemed pretty hot then too. But Danielle Hale, chief economist for Realtor.com, says this spring buying season may bring buyer frustration to a new boiling point as listings move off the market as quickly as they have seen them ever. So in March, homes stayed on the market an average of 63 days, a 7% drop year over year from 2017, and inventory is predicted to move even faster this summer. So realtors, you are going to be busy pre-qualifying people, and you better get in there first. You're going to need those keys, show midnight showings. It's going to be fun this summer. The joy of painting has just over 400 episodes. Oh, Bob, the master of the painted tree and that hair, though. Yes. This week, Landlordology shares 10 up-and-coming cities to buy rental properties. Hot cities to buy rental property changes over time, of course. A once affordable city gets ridiculously expensive. Hello, Denver. I was there last week, and dang. Or a booming economic hub might now be depressed. Oakland, sorry about it. Well, real estate investors should look for 3 things. Affordability, so you don't have to overpay for properties. A strong economy, because renters sort of have to have jobs to pay your rent. And population growth. You need a market for your property, of course. So if you find an affordable city with job and population growth, bingo. So where are the top 10? The top cities include Orlando, Florida, and Jacksonville, Florida in the 1 and 2 spot. And you do know we live in Florida, right? If you didn't, check out thenorrisgroup.com/Florida. We've got a 5-year rental program so you can kill it in Florida. Buy some rentals. And they're about half the price in California, and the rents are awesome. Back to the list. Atlanta, Georgia, Kansas City, Missouri, Houston, Texas, Detroit, Michigan, Columbus, Ohio, Nashville, Tennessee, Minneapolis, Minnesota, and Phoenix, Arizona. That was quite the mix. Time for another 400 fact. Atari made a home computer called the Atari 400. Despite the enormous gains in the housing market, nearly 2 million people still owe more on their mortgage than their home is worth, and they're still paying. Almost a decade later. That's crazy. They could have strategic defaulted years ago, but they've held on. Well, why? A survey published by the New York Fed this week tells us 77% like their home and they don't want to lose it. They're actually using it as a home shelter, not just an investment. 25% says moving is just way too expensive. 19% negative effect on their credit score. 7% are scared they will come after other assets if they foreclose. And other reasons include the market will recover, and 16% listed other. But 0% cared about how it would affect their community, like 0 people. I thought that was interesting. They even posted that. People have been complaining that the CFPB has done nothing to protect consumers under the Trump presidency. Well, that was until yesterday, where they levied the largest bank fine of $1 billion with a B on Wells Fargo for auto and home loan violations and harms against consumers. This comes after last year them getting caught with the 3.5 million fake bank accounts that they created in other people's names to create fees, and what a mess. Who is going to get all that cash in the $1 billion settlement? That I have not seen yet, but we will have to find out because that is a lot of money. Final 400 fact, the period between the Old and New Testament is 400 years. Little Bible facts for you. Nearly 1 year ago, Zillow shook up the real estate industry when it announced it was getting into the home selling business by launching Zillow Instant Offers. In the program, owners looking to sell their home quickly could test the market by going to Zillow and getting a realtor expectation of what they could get for the home the regular listing way, or an instant offers with one of 15 Zillow partners, which were institutional buyers like hedge funds. Well, Zillow announced last Thursday that it will begin buying and selling homes directly to and from homeowners in the test markets of Las Vegas and Phoenix. So they haven't really ventured out much outside of that, but we think that we found a home actually last week that was an instant offer. So they are in California, but they're saying that their test markets are in Las Vegas and Phoenix. The program represents a huge change in the business model for Zillow. Back in 2015, Zillow CEO Spencer Rascoff said that the company views itself as a media company, not a real estate company. Well, we sell ads, not houses, he said. We're all about providing consumers with access to information and then connecting them with local professionals. And we do a great job of giving those local professionals high quality leads. They'll convert those leads to at a high rate and then want more media impressions from us. So we're not actually in the transaction, we're in the media business. But that's not the case anymore. So they've clearly shifted, and it was really interesting. So the shareholders are not having it. Their stocks are still down a week later, around $10, I think. The company said that home sellers in those markets will be able to compare the agent's comparative market analysis to offers directly from Zillow, and from what I understood, Zillow was going to use their partner agents to list the property after the fact, but details are still a little skimpy. What appears to be Zillow's direct buying program is different from companies like Opendoor and OfferPad, is that it does not cut real estate agents out of the process at least part of the way through. So it's going to be really interesting to see how realtors deal with this. Now keep in mind that Zillow still commands a very large portion of eyeballs and impressions when it comes to consumers looking for real estate. They have over 90% of mobile market share. When consumers start looking for homes, they're landing on Zillow. I haven't seen an updated fact sheet on that, but if realtors stop advertising with them, Zillow is going to have to scale and start buying and selling a lot of houses, and that's already really crowded and hard to do right now. If we were back in the days of REOs and short sales, it may have been easier and they may have been able to buy bank inventory, but we're dealing with consumers now. They've got a lot of data, and I'm sure artificial intelligence could help them find out activities when consumers are looking to buy. So this is going to be really fascinating to watch. I would love to know, realtors and investors out there, are you worried? How are you thinking this is going to affect the business? Is it going to affect anything at all? Can't wait to hear what you have to say. If you're on YouTube, please leave a comment below and don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss a beat. If you're on Facebook, please don't forget to not only like the Norris Group page, but don't forget to add us to your See First list and with notifications on. Leave your comments below the video. And if we missed something, share the story on our comment sections on either YouTube or Facebook, and we'll make sure to include it on our blog at thenorrisgroup.com/blog. Upcoming events, thank you everybody who showed up to Pasadena last night. It was awesome to see you. May 9th, we're going to be doing Stay Put or Cash Out at OCRE Forum. It's the first time we've been there in a couple years. And May 15th, don't miss us if you're in the Long Beach area. We're going to be doing the AOA $1 Million Trade Show and Landlording Conference. It's free to attend, so if you're in the multifamily, we'll be out there doing a slightly condensed version of what we do at the clubs. We'd love to see you there. And of course, they have the big expo with all the vendors. Always fun to look around. And then finally, June 19th, we're going to be doing the North San Diego Real Estate Investors Association's, their annual event. Pops and I are going to be on a panel answering questions from NSDREI. It's always a really fun night. Do dinner. Hope to see you there. For more information on hard money lending, including fix and flip, buy and hold, and new construction in both California and Florida, check out thenorrisgroup.com/hardmoney for California and /Florida, because Florida has slightly different programs with longer terms and rates. So we can't wait to work with you as you're sort of balancing your portfolios in both states. And for more information on investing in mortgages and trust deeds, yes, we have to shake up the terms because now we're investing in a judicial foreclosure state as well. Check out tngtrustdeeds.com or go to thenorrisgroup.com and click invest. With that, have a fantastic weekend, and we will see you next week.